Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, my friends on Facebook? How are you, those in Uganda? How are you, those in the diaspora? How are you? This is Coach Zion greeting you here. I just felt like to come online and have just a small word with my friends who are here, because I know most of the time when I come online I cannot fail to have something, at least one or two, to share with you. This morning as I was waking up, I just thought about the kind of life I have today and the kind of life I used to live about 3, 4, 5 years ago. I discovered one thing, that life is amazing. Life will only give you what you go for. Life will only give you what you go for. What you don't go for, life will never give you. You see, there is a man, I've ever talked about him. This man had a dog and he was working his garden. And as he was working his garden, the dog was crying. The dog was crying, was groaning around him when he was working his garden. And as he was doing that, a stranger was passing by and noticed that the dog was crying and lamenting and it was in pain. So the stranger asked the farmer that, "Sir, your dog is crying. What is happening with your dog?" The farmer answered and said, "The dog is crying because it is seated on the nail. So the nail is paining it. That's why it is crying." And this stranger asked the farmer, "Why doesn't the dog get off the nail and be saved from the pain?" And the farmer answered and said, "Brother, the dog is still crying because that nail is not paining enough. If it was paining enough, it will get off and move." And when you look into this moral of the story, there are many people in life. I hope you who is watching, you are not part of them. In life, there are many people who really cry, complain about their situations, about their circumstances, and honestly speaking, they are in pain. Okay, they are on jobs they hate, they are in relationships they hate, they have people who are close to them and they are not okay with them, but these kind of people keep on just lamenting and crying. You see, many people in life, there are things they go through and the situation is not okay, it's not good. And many times, sometimes we know that what I'm going through today and what I'm doing today will never solve anything. But you know what? Many times we keep on going on with the same situation. You cry day in, you cry day out. You cry on Monday, you cry on Tuesday, you cry on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You cry in January, February, and the year ends. You cried last year. Even this year you're crying in the same situation. My friend, my brother, my sister, things will never change because you're crying. Things will never change because they have to change. No. Things happen for a reason. If you have not done anything about your situation, my sister, my brother, nothing will change. Things will keep on going the way they are. And some of us, sometimes we are just pushed out of the situation. You see, once you have the pain, and this pain is too much on you, and you feel like it's hurting you too much, that's when most of us, we can have the efforts to move forward. Some people, they'll never be able to leave some jobs until they are fired, until they are suspended, until they are cut their salaries, until something has happened which is bad. But let me tell you one thing, that thing which is happening and which is bad to push you, it will put you in a very terrible situation. I remember those days when I had the job and I was complaining about the salary, the income I was making, about the kind of food I was eating. Really, I didn't like everything which was going on. But let me tell you, no one came to my rescue. No one came and told me that, Zion, you know what? This amount of money you're receiving is so small, so therefore we are coming here to increase your income. We are coming to do anything about you. No one will ever come and rescue you. If you don't rescue yourself, no one will come at your rescue. Let me tell you one thing. The world is okay with your situation. The world is okay, and they don't care. They don't care, I'm telling you, they don't care. However much even you go and you talk to them, they don't care. What they will do, most of them, they can give you some little help. I remember those days. I'm grateful for some of my friends. I have some of my friends there in my heart. I have a friend called Nicholas Semaganda. I have a friend called Kenny. I have other friends. There is a lady called Mami Subira. There are those people of friends who were there for me. Really, I'm so grateful for those people. They were there for me when things were bad. When I had no money for food, I could run for them. When I had no money maybe for treatment, they could run for them. I thank my bishop, Pastor David Chiganda. Okay, those days I could go into his office and cry, and I beg for support. I beg for hope. They used to give me. Really, I appreciate them. But let me tell you, my sister, my brother, those people who are giving you hope, those people who are giving you support, they will never change anything for you. The support they are giving you, the help they are giving you, the assistance they are giving you is temporary. It is temporary. It's like having a temporary solution to a permanent problem. You begging for money from people will not solve your problem. You going and befriending people because they can give you support and assistance is not the solution. You need an everlasting solution in your life. You are not to be there to be pitied and be given some little help. No. My sister, you're more than that. My brother, you're more than that. Okay? We thank God for the people who are there for us. We thank God for those people who can be there and give you some little assistance, and give you some little money for your kids to have food, to give you some little money for your kids to go to school. We thank God for such people. Some of them, they are our relatives. Some of them, they are our friends. Whenever things are not okay, they are those people, close people you call. Always you call them when things are not okay. And we thank God that every time we call, they receive our phone calls, they pick us, and they give us assistance. But my sister, my brother, you're more than that. You deserve something more than that. The day you will have pain, okay? The day you will face pain, that's the day you will get off that hook and you move on. And you take a decision. Some people don't take decisions. Why? Because they fear the risk. I have a friend of mine, one day I remember I talked to him and he told me, Zion, you know what? I've been in this office for about 10 years. Things are not improving anymore, but things are just becoming worse and worse and worse. But I'm in a trap. I have kids to pay school fees for. I have house to pay rent. I have this and this and this and this. It needs my attention. So if I lose this job, where will I get the money to sustain me, the kind of life I'm living in? I told him, you're right, you're very right. But also know one thing, that still this job will not improve anything in your life. Things will keep on going the way they are going until you take a different road. There is a saying which says that the kind of thinking that brought you in a certain kind of problem cannot be the same kind of thinking that will get you out of that problem. If you keep doing the same things over and over again, life will keep on going the same way it has been going. Nothing will ever change. Things will not change because things change. No, things will change because you've decided to change. You've decided to take a leap of faith and do something about your circumstance, and do something about your situation. We are in the same country, the same economy, same friends around us, but let me tell you, we are living a totally different kind of life. Do you know why? Because the world will not give you depending on the economy. The world will reward you depending on who you are. The world will not reward you depending on the economy. I know this government of Uganda right now as we speak, some people are complaining about the government that they are not getting food, that people are not getting food, simanyi sijui what and what and what and what. All that is true. But let me tell you one thing. It is in the same government where people are building mansions. It is in the same government where people are doing big things. Now for you lamenting and crying for the change of government, well, keep crying. But let me tell you, even the new government, when it comes in, if you don't do something about your life, life will remain the same way. Some of you complain about education, that I wish I was educated, I wish I went to school, I wish I had a degree. 5 years ago, I used to lament the same way you're doing. I stopped in senior 6 here at Lubidi Secondary School, and I did MEG stroke art. I wasn't able to go to the university because I had no tuition. No one was there to pay for my tuition. And really, I lamented. I thought this has come to the end of my life. Okay? But let me tell you one thing. Today, as I speak, I have thousands of people I know. They are more educated than me, but I live a better life than them. So it's not about education. Education is good, but it's not about only education. There are people who are not educated, but they are living a better life. What should we say? You may talk about your kind of stature. That may be because I'm short, maybe because I'm fat, maybe because I'm not beautiful, I'm not handsome. Whatever your excuse might be, there is someone with the exact same excuse, even worse, but is living a better life than you. What will you say? Some may say, maybe perhaps I'm this kind of situation, Zion, you know what? Because of my past experience, I passed through a lot. I lost money, I lost my job, I lost my husband, I lost my wife, I lost my girlfriend, I lost my business. Yeah, you may be right somewhere, somehow. But let me tell you, there are some people who have encountered a bigger loss than you, who have lost a lot than you, having a worse experience than you. But today as we speak, they are living a better life than the life you are living today. So what makes the difference is your attitude. What will make your difference is your attitude. How do you think about circumstances? How do you think about the situations around you? Our attitude have a lot to do with the kind of results we have in life. So whatever is outside you, outside your control, those things you have no control over, but one thing you have control over is the way you think, is the way you're going to react about any circumstance in your life. There are some people in this life who behave like eagles. I don't know whether you ever seen an eagle. An eagle, when the storm comes, when the storm rises, you know what an eagle does? An eagle stretches its wings and swing with the storm. It goes higher and higher and higher using the storm. But some people are like birds, the small birds. When the storm comes, it affects them. When the storm comes, they run and they hide. Okay? So for you, my question is, when your storm comes, what do? Are you an eagle or are you a small bird? The small birds, they will run and hide. The eagle will use the storm and it will raise higher and higher and higher. If there is any bad situation that has ever happened in your life, it's a pity, it's bad. But how can you turn your situation into your advantage? Turn your stones into building blocks. I remember one day, my bishop one day, he had the situation, he had the circumstance he was going through. It was a tough one. It was a tough one. Being a public figure, many people were talking against him. He was in newspapers, and really, the world had turned around upside down for him. But amidst that circumstance, someone sent him a text and told him, every stone they throw to you, don't throw back the stones. Just get those stones, pile them, and build a castle, and you live in the castle. What do I mean by this? Every time you have a challenge, let this challenge empower you. Don't just go down with such challenge, but let this challenge empower you. Become a stronger you. There is a saying which says, whatever does not kill you will make you stronger. If that situation has not killed you, if you still have the breath to breathe, then move forward. Use that circumstance, which is bad, to become a fuel for you to go for what you want, to go for a better life. If you have lost a job, it is a pity that you have lost a job. It's true you have lost a job. Guys, it's paining to lose a job. It's paining. But let me tell you, how do you know that God has allowed it to happen, that you may have the strength to go for better opportunities? It's true. Your boyfriend may let you down. Your girlfriend may let you down. It's hurting. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. But how do you know whether God has allowed that to happen, that you go for someone who will value your life, someone who shall treat you like a prince, someone who shall treat you like a queen? Okay? But you're lamenting, you're crying, you want to go back. Stop crying. Shed your tears. Rub off your tears. Shed off your tears. Dry your tears. Put on the strength and move forward. The Bible says that, last of all, I want you to be strengthful. I want you to have power. Okay? Because when an evil day comes, the last thing we expect from you is not to faint. We expect you to move forward. We expect you to go ahead and pursue your dreams. Not allowed to die. Lastly, this video will not be too long today. It will be just short. I just wanted to communicate to some of you guys. Just felt it in my heart. Maybe this video is for someone out there who may be going through something which is terrible and really hurting. Lastly, whatever happens in your life, I want you to have a right mindset about whatever is happening. First of all, ask yourself these questions. This thing which is happening in my life, do I have control over it? If the answer is no, stop worrying. Stop worrying. If the answer is no, you have nothing to do about the situation, stop worrying. Focus on things you have control over. Focus on things which you have control over. If I want you to go and get a piece of paper and write this question: why don't I have the kind of life I want? I'm repeating. Get a piece of paper and write this question: why am I not having the kind of life I want? I know you who is watching me. I know who is listening to me. There is a kind of life you want. There is a kind of life you desire to be in. I want you to go and write down all the reasons that you can come up with. Why am I not having the kind of life I want? Why don't I have the kind of life I want? I want you to go down and write down all the reasons you can ever think of. For example, you can say, I don't have the kind of life I want because I'm lazy. That's one. Number two, I don't have the kind of life I want because I'm not educated. Number three, I'm not having the kind of life I want because I'm a Ugandan. Number four, I don't have the kind of life I want because I'm short. Number five, I don't have the kind of life I want because I don't have money. Number six, I don't have the kind of life I want because I'm ugly. Number seven, I don't have the kind of life I want because I was disappointed. Number eight, I don't have the kind of life I want because I'm disabled. I'm disabled. I want you to go down and write down all the reasons you can think of why you don't have the kind of life I want. I don't have the kind of life I want because I fear risk taking. I fear taking risks. I don't have the kind of life I want because I don't have capital. I don't have the kind of life I want because this and this and this and the other. Now, after writing down all those reasons, I want you to go back on that list of reasons and start asking yourself a question. Can I do something about this? Get the reason and decide that reason. Can I do something about this? If you find that you have something you can do about that reason, okay, that reason, cancel it. Cancel it. Every reason you have and you have something you can do about it, go ahead and cancel that reason. Do you know why? Because all those reasons which you can do something about, it means you have the potential, you have the ability to change your life. You have the potential to change your life. Guys, you shouldn't be worried about the kind of life you're living today. No. You should not be worried about the kind of life you're living today. You should be worried about the kind of life you're going to live tomorrow. Because today has come. But today was a result of yesterday. Today I'm living this kind of life I'm living today because of the things I've done for the past few years. I'm where I am today because of my decisions I made 2-3 years ago. Now, if I want a better tomorrow, I have to do something about today. Because this today will be history, will be yesterday. So whatever I am doing today will affect me tomorrow. Whatever you do to now will affect you tomorrow. Yesterday I was counseling a lady. She came in my office and she had some problems at home. These were the words I told this lady. I told her that be careful how you react when you're in the situation, when you're in a circumstance. Because you may be having pain right now. But whatever you do right now in this circumstance, whatever you do right now, okay, tomorrow you'll forget about the pain. Tomorrow, 1 week later, you'll forget about this pain you're going through. But whatever you do when you are in the pain, whatever you do when you are in the pain, whatever you do, it will bring a consequence. It will bring a result which will last beyond the pain. I told her that if you're at home and maybe your husband is behaving in a different way and you're in tears and crying, be careful with the words you speak. While the neighbors are listening, while the children are listening, be careful. Be careful not even to tell anyone else. Because whomever you tell about your situation, how your husband is behaving at home, 2 weeks from now, 1 month from now, the pain will go and you'll be happy with your husband again. But let me tell you, what will not have disappeared? The words you said. Those in the ears of those neighbors, they will keep hearing them. They'll keep seeing your husband as a fool because you are the one who went and told them. So you better go back and face your pain and don't do anything stupid while in a circumstance, because tomorrow it will bring consequences, and some of the consequences you're not free from them. Some of the consequences you're not free from them. You may be free from whatever comes, but the consequences of your actions, you're not free from them. Okay? So whatever you have the ability and the potential to change, go ahead and change it. Whatever you don't have the potential to change and the ability, and you have nothing you can do about that one, just leave it the way it is. For example, Zion, I'm a Ugandan. I have nothing to do about that. If my problems are coming because I'm a Ugandan, then I have nothing to do about that. I cannot change that. Why would I worry about that? If your problems are coming because of the kind of parent who gave birth to you, what can you do about it? That is your parent, that's your father. You never go and buy another father. No, 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 no. You never buy another mother. Chigumire. Get used to that. And focus on things you can change. And once you do those things which you can change, I want to guarantee you one thing. I don't know about your future. I'm not a prophet. Don't say that I'm a prophet. But let me tell you, when you do something about your situation, tomorrow things will change. Tomorrow you'll live a better life. And you'll live to thank God that we're able to do certain things. Become a risk taker. Dare to dream big. Dare to try. Better try and fail than failing to try. I'll end with this. I was last employed about 3 years ago. I had lived 9 years under employment. And I was living a life which was not good under employment. I was always scared. Honestly, I was always scared. Because as I've told you that I have no qualifications like books, no degree, no whatever. So every time I was on my job, I could see people coming for interview. And these guys had papers. I didn't have. And every time I was scared that maybe one day they will replace me with someone who is better than me. And sometimes some of my friends from the bosses' offices, they would come and tell me, Zion, you know what? You better go back to school. Because if you don't, you'll lose this job. And many times I was so much not happy about the job, but I wanted it. The way you want yours. There are things which you are not so happy with, but you want them, you need them, you feel like you cannot live without them. So one day, I decided to move on. And my manager by that time, as I was planning to hand over my resignation letter, to resign, and my manager asked me one question. That time it was Cheyune. Cheyune, I love you so much. He asked me a question. Zion, you have a family? I said yes. You have a wife? I said yes. Where are you going? Have you got any new job? I told him no. Have you, is there anything you're going to do? I told him no. He told me, what are you going to do? I told him I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God. If God cannot hold me without this job, then I'll die. But if I don't die, I'll raise. I thank God for that statement I made. I'll never forget. Truth, honestly speaking, I was scared. You know, when you resign a job and it's the only income you have and you resign it, you've been there for 9 years and you say, I'm leaving. I really, it was scary. It was scaring. I was scared, but I moved on. Today, I thank God for that decision I made. I'm happy because of that decision I made. Life, the building blocks of life are called decisions. Every decision you make in life will have a consequence. If not positive, it will be a negative. But always dare to dream big. Dare to go for what you want. Never allow anything to stop you to go for what you want. If it's a lady, you feel like this lady can be a good wife to you, go ahead and propose. Go ahead and tell her that, you know what, you girl, I love you and I want you to marry me. Will you marry me? Go ahead and propose. If she doesn't accept, you will not die. You will not go in prison because she denied and she refused your proposal. She rejected you. But let me tell you one chance. She might say yes. She might say yes. And that's all what you want. Go for what you want. Stop lamenting. Stop crying. Stop living in the past. Let the past go and look in the future and move forward. Okay? Guys, may God bless you. I just wanted to have some little chat with you guys here online. Perhaps maybe someone may be encouraged. May God bless you. I love you so much. Coach Zion from Kampala Coaching Club. I love you so much. Today is a Friday. If you can be on KTV, on your TV, KTV and 93 Kingdom FM, if you can tune in, please tune in. If you're on Facebook and you are in the diaspora, you can tune in Kingdom TV. There is a page called Kingdom TV. Go and like it. Tonight we shall have an overnight prayer. We shall start around 9 p.m. Okay? And be there, be online, and we shall pray with you. We shall pray with you. We shall preach to you. Okay? I serve under Bishop David Chiganda in Christianity Focus Center. So, as you're encouraged in other stuff, also be encouraged in the spirit. Okay? Tonight, it's an overnight. I know churches are closed, I know, but don't allow yourself to be closed. Be on your Facebook, be on your TV, be on your radio, and tune in and be empowered spiritually and be fed spiritually from Christianity Focus Center. We shall be online today at 93 Kingdom FM and also KTV. You can search for KTV on your TV channels, KTV at 93 Kingdom FM. And also, if you're on Facebook, you can look for Kingdom TV Facebook page and or Bishop David Chiganda. Bishop David lives on Chiganda. Search it. We shall have a link of live feed tonight with our overnight prayer starting at 9 p.m. God bless you guys. See you next time.